Hello, everyone, dear viewers of the channel. I am Helena, the guardian of secrets, a researcher of mystical phenomena, and here with me is Vadim, a historian interested in folk culture.
And together, we delve into the depths of Ukrainian mystical heritage, trying to separate the legendary from the historically plausible. It's always a fascinating journey.
Indeed, Vadim. Today, we're touching upon a theme that resonates deeply with our collective soul, the mystical properties and profound significance of pregnant women and children in Ukrainian folklore. From the moment of conception, through birth, and into early childhood, these figures were seen not just as ordinary beings, but as powerful conduits, vulnerable vessels, and even innocent seers connected to other realms.
A truly powerful concept, Helena. I can already see the cultural weight attached to these stages of life. From a historical perspective, a pregnant woman, and later a child, represented the continuation of the family line, the community, the very essence of survival. So naturally, they would be surrounded by beliefs and rituals, perhaps to ensure their safety in a world where medicine was nascent and infant mortality high.
Exactly, but it goes beyond mere survival instincts. Our ancestors believed that a pregnant woman existed on a threshold between this world and the ancestral one. She carried not just a future life, but also the echoes of the past. It was said that during pregnancy, a woman became incredibly susceptible to both blessings and curses. They were cautioned against looking at anything ugly or frightening, lest the child be marked. And conversely, they were encouraged to spend time in beautiful places, surrounded by nature, to imbue the child with good qualities.
That's a classic example of sympathetic magic, isn't it? The belief that like affects like. If a pregnant woman sees something beautiful, the child will be beautiful. If she sees something ugly, it might be reflected in the child's appearance or temperament. While we now understand genetics and developmental biology, in an age without that knowledge, these interpretations served as a way to understand and, crucially, to try and influence outcomes. They created a sense of control.
Perhaps, but there's a deeper current, Vadim. There's a legend from Policia that speaks of a pregnant woman being able to perceive the presence of spirits, the mavki, the rusalki, even when others couldn't. Her heightened sensitivity, the barrier between worlds being thinnest around her, allowed her to see what was hidden. They said she could even ward off evil spirits simply by her presence, as long as her heart was pure. But if she harbored ill will, she could inadvertently attract malevolent entities that sought to harm the unborn child. This wasn't just about control. It was about an inherent, almost primal connection to the unseen.
That's fascinating. I see it as an elevated sense of intuition, perhaps, or a manifestation of the intense psychological and hormonal changes a woman experiences during pregnancy. Her senses might genuinely be sharper and her subconscious mind more active. Combined with deeply ingrained cultural narratives, it's not hard to see how such perceptions could be interpreted as seeing spirits. The community would then assign meaning to these experiences, reinforcing the belief. It's a powerful narrative about internal states externalized.
And what about the children themselves? After birth, their mystical significance only deepened. Newborns, especially unbaptized ones, were considered particularly vulnerable. Legends abound of pidminnike, changelings, though less prevalent than in Western European folklore. The fear of malevolent spirits stealing healthy babies and replacing them with sickly ones or their own offspring was very real. This led to a plethora of protective rituals, specific cradles made from blessed wood, embroidered blankets with protective symbols, and the ever-present red thread tied around a child's wrist.
The red thread is a ubiquitous symbol across many cultures for protection against the evil eye or negative energy. From a historical perspective, these rituals served not only a spiritual purpose, but a psychological one for the parents. In times of high infant mortality, when a child fell ill or tragically passed away, these beliefs and rituals provided an explanation, a coping mechanism. It wasn't the parents' fault, but the work of malevolent forces, and the rituals were their attempt to fight back. It created a sense of agency in the face of the inexplicable.
But sometimes, children were not just vulnerable, they were seen as having their own unique power. There are stories of young children, particularly those born with certain marks or under specific astrological alignments, who could see the future, converse with animals, or even heal minor ailments with their touch. Their innocence, their closeness to the point of creation, was believed to grant them a clearer connection to the divine.
I'm always intrigued by these accounts. While it's tempting to romanticize the idea of child seers, we must remember that children have incredibly active imaginations. They live in a world where the lines between reality and fantasy are often blurred. What an adult might dismiss as play, an elder or a community steeped in folklore might interpret as a genuine mystical experience. Could it be a reflection of adult hopes and projections onto the purity of childhood?
Perhaps, Vadim, but consider the sheer consistency of these stories across different villages and time periods. It suggests more than just imagination. It suggests an underlying belief system that imbued these tiny humans with extraordinary potential. The baptism ceremony, for instance, wasn't just a religious sacrament. It was a mystical act of spiritual protection, sealing the child off from the pagan world and welcoming them into the sacred, making them less vulnerable to the spirits of the forest and water.
And, crucially, giving them a name. The very act of naming was profoundly significant. Before baptism, the child was often referred to by a generic term or no name at all, almost as if they were not fully here yet. The name, often chosen with protective or aspirational meanings, anchored them to the human world and their family lineage. It was a cultural and religious declaration of their belonging, an act of social integration as much as it was a spiritual one.
It's a powerful interplay, isn't it? The magic of the spirit world intertwined with the practical necessities of community and survival. These legends about pregnant women and children aren't just quaint tales. They are the threads that weave together the tapestry of Ukrainian identity. They remind us of our profound connection to the earth, to our ancestors, and to the unseen forces that our predecessors believed shaped their lives.
And they offer us valuable insight into the human psyche's attempts to find meaning and order in a chaotic world. Whether it's the mystical energy Helena speaks of or the cultural and psychological grounding I tend to lean towards, the stories themselves are invaluable. They teach us about our past, our fears, and our hopes.
Absolutely. So, whether you believe in the inherent magic of a pregnant woman's perception or the protective power of a child's innocence, these stories are a vital part of who we are. Before we wrap up, we encourage you to share your own family legends or beliefs about children and pregnancy in the comments below. Your stories help keep this ancient knowledge alive.
Indeed, we love hearing from you. And if you enjoyed this discussion, please remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into the mystical heart of Ukraine.
Until next time, may your path be clear and your spirit open to the wonders around you.
And may your curiosity lead you to question, to explore, and to understand. Goodbye for now.